Good morning.
Good afternoon.
Good evening. Welcome to Being Here. I'm Ariel.
I'm Shya.
Today's theme
is
artificial unintelligence. And if you're wondering what that means,
so are we.
Basically, it's not even basically. Here's the description.
Right.
Ever let your programming take over and run your life instead of you being here? And that's artificial you. It's unintelligent. Join Ariel and Shya and our wonderful guests and get a complimentary systems upgrade on this empowering episode.
Right.
I already feel empowered.
Oh, good.
Just by being here with our guests and our producer today, and primarily with Shya, and really, it has to do with listening.
Everything has to do with listening. Well, listening, if you actually listen to hear what's being said, rather than listen to think about what's being said, you'll get pulled into the current moment of your life. And that's where life takes place, in the experience of living, not your conversation, your internal dialogue about living. And most of us live all the time in the conversation rather than the experience. Anyway, if you listen without internal comment, but actually hear what's being said, let it come into you, you'll be pulled into the current moment of your life, and transformation is a byproduct of getting into the current moment. It isn't a goal to be reached, transformation or living in the moment. It's the outcome of you're actually getting here by listening.
Now, if you are a regular listener on this show, you'll know that virtually every podcast we talk about listening. And you can use this today as the time where you check in and see who you are and how you are in this moment. There will be times when listening is just crystallized and you can hear words, you can hear sounds between the words. You're here and you're experiencing your life. There'll be other days or moments where you're likely distracted and everything comes in, if it does, on delay. So this is not about the good listener or the bad listener. This is about checking in and seeing where you are, how you are, who you are.
What if you are perfect exactly the way you are, rather than a constant work in progress? You know, I got a new spay rod, which is a 12-foot, 7-inch fly rod, two-handed fly rod. And I took it out to the river yesterday and I practiced casting with it. And no matter how good I cast, I think I should do better. I think that's, is the word emblematic? I think that is the way we all think about ourselves and our lives, in how we go about our lives, that we're never good enough. That last cast was never good enough. Even though it went out 100 feet, it's not good enough because it should have gone a little bit higher before it settled on the water rather than lower. There's nothing you can do right enough for the commenter, the complainer in your mind, that voice that complains about how you're doing things.
And from time to time, there are triggers in your life where you suddenly start berating or second guessing yourself.
Well, I see. Let's take our first guest.
Yeah, we'll talk more with her. Yeah. Miss Corinne, where are you zooming in from? Welcome to Being Here.
Hello, this is Corinne from Binningen. It's in Switzerland and very close to Basel.
Nice to have you here.
Oh, it's good to be here.
Yeah, you
But
look great today.
oh, thank you.
I'm so sorry, everyone, that we're not doing this
As a video,
visually.
this
So
video,
you're just going to have to imagine this incredible lady.
radiant.
Yes.
In any event,
What would you like to talk with us about?
Good, good
Well,
question. Um, when you talked about listening, I know you for a lot of years, and like almost 20 or something. And you talk about listening, and I'm so happy because I I'm still looking for the right way, or I lose it and I think like, well, I know it, but it's
but
an
it's interesting. When we first got on, I looked at you guys like there are there's another guest, and we're pre-recording this, and there's our producer and Ariel and myself. And I looked at you and I started thinking about relationship. And you're married
yes,
and you look good, so I'd say you're happily married.
yes,
Okay. And your husband, Danny, I've met him, I know him. He's a great guy. Uh,
yes,
but there are times that that relationship, if it wasn't held together with a vow that you would be together forever, you might
yes,
not be together.
yes. And it's like, it's so funny you say, I know you're very intuitive, but I have sometimes some thoughts of like, oh, I could be by myself and do this and do that. And it's really weird because I love to be with him.
Yes. Well, see, okay,
Yeah.
what I'm seeing is there's a parallel in how we relate to relationship and we relate to the current moment of our lives. And what I mean by that is you can either participate in the current moment as though it's really it. This is it. Really, 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 like really, really, really in love. Or you can put up with the current moment. Like, so you don't fully commit to the current moment because it's not what you think you'd prefer right
You
now.
got one foot out the door. You're looking for the alternative or the fantasy alternative. In this case, what you just said of, well, I could be doing this, this, and this instead of being here.
See,
Yes.
and there's only here and now.
And
Really, go ahead. You're going to say something.
Go.
what I just saw when you said it, I saw that maybe sometimes I'm maybe not really honest. I see something, and maybe even with him or with other relationships. And then it's like sort of, I'm not fully in that because when you said this is it means not only the good times or whatever we call good times, but also things are maybe a bit stirred up or something. And I just thought I saw that I glazed over it and not really be then there.
Yeah, well, you
Does it
see,
make sense?
the thing is this, you can either really engage in transformation or you can sort of engage in transformation.
Mm-hmm.
And when the seminar is over, you go back to the old habits. I equate this to my spay casting.
Uh-huh.
Uh, there is the right technique, and then there's Shya's technique. And Shya's technique is not the right technique. It's not as effortless as he thinks he should be. As it doesn't happen as easy. But even though I know I'm supposed to use my bottom hand as opposed to my top hand in casting, even though I know it, even though I tell myself to do it. Okay, now this time you're going to do the bottom hand. I do, but I don't do it as much as I should. So it's like, even though I tell myself to correct, the correction doesn't happen because there's like this muscle memory or whatever that wants to do it the way it's done it. And that equates to our lives as well. We go about, see, you got an initial download when you were born into the culture you were born into. The download.
Plus, you have the genetic download.
Yes, but you've got this download of information that your parents passed on to you. The language you speak is Swiss, German, for the most part. Speak Swiss French,
Yes.
right? Do you speak Swiss French too?
Not really. No.
Not really, but Swiss German.
Swiss German.
Yeah, and that's the language that you learned, and so you've absorbed the culture, so you relate as the culture relates. But you see, the culture, not only in Switzerland but everywhere, is asleep. Humanity.
What do you mean?
Well, I'm going to tell you, it's asleep. It's like we talk to ourselves about our lives rather than being in the experience of being alive in the current moment. And we talk to ourselves as though we have options that don't really exist. Like the option that you could have your life in this moment be different than it is. There's the idea you could, but the reality is your life shows up exactly as it does in each moment. Now, you can either engage in your life as though this is your life, or you can sort of coast. You know, if I don't get it this time, I'll get it the next time.
Part of it is we've been trained to complain about those things that we think we don't like. We walked into a big health foodie, Whole Foods. It's not the brand, but it's a whole food kind of place near us. And there was a gentleman standing in front of the cherries, and there were 3 people blocking the cherries, so we couldn't go try the cherries or get the cherries. And he was talking about all these complainers someplace and how awful they were. And what he didn't realize was he was standing there complaining to 3 other avid people and bringing them along in the complaints. He was outlining the complaints.
What was going on there. I wanted to check out the cherries.
And they wouldn't move.
They surrounded that.
It was
amazing.
Funny. So we walked off and did other things, but
then I snuck in behind them and tasted one of the cherries. They weren't that great.
So maybe they were doing us a favor.
They were.
But it was so easy because he was complaining about the complainers. And I had to watch that I wanted to complain about him standing there complaining about the complainers. It was like we've been trained rather than registering this is how our life is showing up and adjusting.
Well, yes. But you see, it could have been that complaint was a way of avoiding the intimacy of being with 3 other human beings in a close, physically close situation. Mm-hmm. Because if you're busy complaining, you don't feel your attraction for the other man's wife. Which I kind of noticed.
But just taking a slight turn, I realized we are recording this on a day when there are really strong wildfires up in Canada, and the smoke is now blown into our area, and the air quality has reached the dangerous level. So it says on our app that checks these things, limit things outside, or in fact, don't do anything outside because it's not healthy to be out in the particular
and don't exercise outside because you'll be forcing all this particulate matter into your lungs.
And we had plans. We've had plans about different activities, whether it's going for a walk outside or doing certain things with the plants, and so then your life argues or suggests or is obvious that what was in our mental pre-plans are not what we are going to do. And then you can step into the shift as though this was your idea to begin with, that this is the perfection, or you can continue to linger wishing for something different.
You see, and the other thing is that that you can participate in your life part way or fully. You know, you've been, like you said, you've been attending seminars with us
Yeah.
maybe 20 years, long time.
Yes.
The first Costa Rica you came to was at Tres Banderas Hotel.
Exactly.
I remember you. You were a spunky young thing. And, uh,
And
like,
you taught everyone how to twerk.
yeah.
All those of
Yes.
us who could kind of do it. We were a little lame compared to you.
But you see, the mind is a very interesting machine because it compensates. It compensates. So when people first meet us, our reality is so outside their reality that they're usually blown into a new space of being that suddenly they're not the same anymore. But then the mind takes back over, you see. It works. It's insidious. The voice in your head. When I say your mind, it's the voice in your head, that machine that it truly is a machine, but
Mm.
it's on shuffle. So it says the same things, but it says it in different cadence. It says it in different time. And so you think it's all new, but it's the same old, same old.
Yeah. I know you for mm, like 20 years or something, and I'm 56. So a good third of my life I know you. But and I'm so happy to come again and again because that automatic machine is coming back. And
But let me
and
stop you
that
right there.
yes.
You see, what happens is you live in a world that is populated by people who hold the reality of that machine as reality. So you keep on getting re-dipped in the complaint of life that people have as though there's an alternative
And our
to the
Yeah.
seminars
moment.
are like a shower
That's right.
where you
Yes.
get to wash off the particular matter
And you
of
know,
complaint.
it doesn't even
Yeah.
matter what we talk about. We get together and you just start feeling better because you get into the current moment. And the
Yeah.
current moment, no matter what it holds, is better than the mind. The current
Yes.
moment is dynamic and alive and three-dimensional and technicolor, and the mind is kind of gray.
Hmm.
You
Mm.
know, you're talking about how the mind changes the cadence so that you listen to it. I have an iPhone, and one of the things I do is I talk to it. Sometimes I'll say set an alarm for 6 a.m., for instance. I did last night. And then I wanted to make sure I did it correctly and that it was on because every once in a while I'll say it set an alarm for 6 and then it sends it for 6 p.m. instead of a.m. or something like
Oh.
that. So I was double checking. And normally it says your alarm is set for 6 a.m. But now it's changing it up so that you listen to it. I found one alarm. It is set for 6 a.m. Like it's using different words, different
Mm.
sentence structure, different timing. I thought, wow, that is so clever. It's like the
It's
mind.
it's AI. Well,
Yeah.
look, computers are a extension of our minds. They were put together by people who have minds, and so they reflect the mind of the people who created them. And yeah, in any event, what happens is whatever you're up to becomes this, isn't it?
Yes. Again and again.
Again and again. Absolutely. You're right on, kid. So here's the thing. If you know that, you can do something about it. See, people come to seminars and what they do is they get a boost. They
Yeah.
fall into the moment, their life, they wow, 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 life is alive. And then they go back to sleep when they go back into their normal day to day because they listen to the voice in their head. It complains, they think it's them, and pretty soon, well, I'm not so sure about these seminars.
Mm.
You know,
Or yeah, okay, fine. So I'm not fighting my husband anymore, but I'm not sure it got any difference. Like because the mind compensate. So even what was fantastic a year ago or 5 minutes ago becomes
But yes,
See,
but that's why I love the seminars.
yes. Well, but that's the thing. You see, here the game, Corinne, is to maintain an engagement in your life moment to moment. You get lost in your thoughts and they take you out of the moment. They take you out of this clarity of being into the swamp of complaint, and this isn't it. Or there are better, see, in change, and the reality of change is better and worse. In transformation, there's only what is. It is about, this is the isness of this moment. It is this way. You are sitting and there is a cushion, a green cushion behind your head in this moment, and you have a big smile.
Yeah.
See, now it's not about good, bad, right, wrong, better or worse. It's about what is. That's transformation. Change is all about getting somewhere better, but you never get there, no matter how good you have it. Look, I have a friend, you know him. He's an assistant director making movies. And he just made a movie with a very famous actor whose name I will not mention. But it begins with a, no, I'm kidding. And
it begins with Corinne. Oh, no, that's you.
no, and this fellow, this actor, has great wealth, great fame, great recognition around the universe. Everybody knows. If I were to mention his name, you'd know him.
Mm-hmm.
And being with him, according to my friend who's an assistant director, the man is not a happy person. He's got everything in life that he could want, but it's never enough. And then it's never good enough.
Well, that's part of why we like working with people like yourself who've accomplished so much, because most of us have a fantasy. Well, okay, but when I accomplish this one other thing, then I'll be happy.
Well,
so
I know when I can cast a spay road 150 feet, then I'll be happy. But now I can only cast about 100 feet.
When it used to be when I get up to 100, then it was.
Right.
Yeah. So
see, it's never enough for your mind.
No.
So nice being with you today.
Yeah.
Really a treat.
Same.
Thanks for
oh, by the way, I'm happy for you, see, because you are genuinely well in yourself. And circumstances may not be the way you'd prefer them from time to time, but that doesn't matter. You're happy, you're well in yourself. Look, we've spoken about this before. Ariel has had an operation for breast cancer. She's had radiation for breast cancer. She's on the mend, but her attitude is not changed. She is not down on herself because of this disease that has happened.
No, she's an inspiration.
And, that's right.
And I see my happiness as well. Like, I go back to the seminars to engage and to look for myself, because I lose myself sometimes. And these seminars bring me back to myself. Yeah,
that's true, but it's not because you look for yourself. When you get there, you fall into the moment, and then you're see, there's no getting back. No. You're back. It's an instantaneous shift from lost in your thoughts to being in your life.
Yeah. Yes.
And I imagine there are a number of people today who are listening that's why, or the purpose of listening to being here. It's like you listen, you don't know what you're going to get, but you open the podcast. Good morning. Drop into
Good
the
afternoon.
experience.
Good evening. Welcome to being here.
I'm
Ariel. Your life in the current moment.
And I'm wondering.
What do you wonder?
You got
Shana went and saw a new physician.
What?
is
particularly
BOGO.
because I
Well,
was
before the
going to
pandemic,
be
there was this thing called
getting
FOMO,
radiation.
That's
And I
fear
wanted
of
to make sure that I
missing
was,
out.
doing
Remember
everything I
that?
could for my immune
Where people were
system and
afraid if they
to
didn't get
have
up
the
on
process be
Facebook or
as
Instagram,
seamless
or
and
they might miss something.
short.
Yes.
as
And now,
possible.
after
They're
the
like, "What are you
pandemic,
here for?"
when people were,
there was a
at
questionnaire, and I
home a
realized I wanted
lot,
to see
behind
what's
masks,
possible.
we didn't
And
do a lot of social
that's
things.
Well, I don't even
one
know
of
that
the
the
things I
pandemic
love
is
about
over
you
completely,
and
but
folks who
people now
attend our
have a
seminars
fear
and come on as
of
guests.
going out into the world.
You're not only coming to
So,
see what's
today's
possible out of the
episode
conversation
is
for
about
you as we're talking.
experiencing
I know
where
that you
we are
have a
and
company and you have
discussing
a
the
whole lot of people that you
possibility
manage and take care of and love,
going
and
out into
you're
your
also
life.
looking to see
Hey,
what's possible
we
for the world
can
around
talk
you, and
more
I
or not, but I think it's
really
pretty cool.
admire
She
that.
slept through this.
That's right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for
I appreciate you
being
being
with
here
us
today. Really a treat.
Thank you. Mm.
You're welcome.
Yes, thank you.
Now it's your turn. Let's hear what one of you listeners has to say about being here in the transformation community.
I'm Todd in Los Angeles, and I love working with Ariel and Shya, and I love the community they've built around awareness and just being oneself and being here to see what shows up in our lives, and specifically what shows up in my life. It's a new journey every day. Thank you for your support.
Do you want to have well-being with consistency? Connect with people all over the world from the comfort of your own home at Ariel and Shya's lively interactive Living Made Easy virtual seminars. Join any of their 2-hour online events or take a deep dive into the magic of being you at a virtual weekend seminar. Come on, let's connect. Find out more and register at transformationmadeeasy.com.
We have Living Made Easy 2-hour virtual seminars. They're a great way to have an experience that is somewhat like this, but it's visual also. And you'll be meeting and interacting with people from around the world. If you're listening to this in real time, like live or this week that it comes out, we have a Living Made Easy this Saturday and next Monday. If you are listening to it in the archive, you can go to transformationmadeeasy.com and see what's upcoming. Our next 2 weekend seminars, we have one that's virtual. It's transformational time and project management.
It's in September 26th and 27th.
It's a Saturday and Sunday, and it is a very powerful course. I love that we're doing it because it's supporting us in looking around and effortlessly handling things that have fallen by the wayside. It really supports you in being direct. Then we're going to Hamburg, Germany. We'll be doing 2 courses there. Improv Your Way to the Moment on Thursday, October 29th with a very, very talented actor and acting teacher, Andy Schneeflock. He'll be co-leading that with me with guest star Shya. And then the weekend is
Honorable mention.
Yes. Guest appearance, cameo.
Cameo
We'll
appearance.
see, we don't know yet. Magical Relationships, Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday, October 30th, 31st, November 1st. Magical Relationships. I really love that we were speaking with Corinne today because I realize what she's describing is a magical relationship with herself. Because if she's fully invested in being here, then she looks at her husband, Danny, and he's like, Danny, as opposed to, oh, it's Danny, and that's like all of us. When we're really here, our lives are vital. You're invited to any and all.
And the weekend seminars are a prerequisite if you wish to join us in 2027 in Costa Rica, where we do actually 2 1-week seminars.
Some people come for both weeks because they're both distinctly different, because it really is about the makeup of who's there.
And the moment is in
Always
constant
different.
flux.
So that's what's happening. Also, our newsletter, it's great to sign up for. They come out, they're beautifully done by a talented artist who works with me, and we have so much fun putting together the text and the pictures and the info. There are blogs, there are videos. There's just great stuff. So you can sign up for our newsletter, you can register for courses, or you can just check whatever else is up there at
Made easy.
transformation.com.
There you have it.
We do finish each other's sentences.
Yes, we do.
Let's take our next guest. Wendy, welcome to being here. Where are you zooming in from?
Hi, I'm calling in from Queens, New York.
Nice. Welcome.
Yes. Thank you. You were talking a little bit about listening and relationships earlier in this call, and what came up for me. So I just to set the context, I am looking for a job, or possibly going out on my own, doing more freelance work. Kind of thinking about this, but I just before this call, I got in a little bit of a spat with my husband, and I think this where he's stressed at work, and I wrap it up in a bow because I think my head is telling me.
Wait a second. I just want to make sure I heard what you said. Did you say he's stressed at work?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I think he's really enjoying it, and I think it's funny that this is called artificial intelligence, because he's doing a lot with AI, and I feel like he feels a pressure to know more and do more with AI. And so then he'll come home from work and we will have a conversation, and he'll complain about something. And I see myself either want to solve it or get frustrated or
get over yourself.
Or complain about his
than-
complaint.
Rather than listen.
Yeah.
See, actually listening is not agreeing or disagreeing with what's being said. It's not coming up with a solution for what's being said. It's about hearing what's being said, actually allowing what they say to come in as though they're, Mary had a little lamb. Its fleece were white as snow. That's no different than, I don't know how to solve this problem with AI.
Yeah.
And of course, your husband thinks he should do more. It's like Shya and casting, me and taking pictures, or the mind always thinks you need improvement. So that's a given.
No peace, no rest. The other thing is this. See, I was talking to you before.
Yeah.
Because you step in and you step out. You step in and you step out. There's no jumping into your life as though this is it and enjoying it. There's all the second guessing that's going on in there about should I, shouldn't I? Especially now that you're not working as a employee anymore, and you're doing some freelance stuff. Look, you're an incredible art director. So there's no doubt about that, except in your thoughts.
Yeah.
Do you see that?
Yeah.
If we look at the evidence, we'll see that you've been very successful every way you've worked. Even though I'm certain you can find examples of not success from your point of view. In other words, failure.
Yeah.
However, it all brought you to this moment. This is a pretty amazing spot in time and space.
What you said earlier was a perfect example of programming. You said, I had a spat with my husband. And then in pretty much the next sentence, you're looking at him as the spat provoker. He is stressed at work, as opposed to, this is convenient. If
It's a great way of not looking at that you don't know what to do with your life right now because you're not employed. And employment, even though people complain about being employed, it occupies most of their awakened life.
So
you go to
rather-
work 40 hours a week and there's travel to and from. And it's great therapy. Keeps you busy. Otherwise, you complain about you to you.
No, that's I had this thought yesterday, and that's so funny you are pulling all this out because I realized I have a thought when I get a job, it's going to be better.
Of course, you have a thought when you get a job, it's going to be better until you get that job.
And then
It'll be better when you get a different job.
Then you'll get the job, and it'll be better when you learn the ropes there, when you're no longer, quote, onboarding, when you are, it's as you get comfortable in sitting in the unknown, then your life can evolve or show up or be here. You wake up, your eyes open, and this is
your moment.
Yeah.
See, look, this is your moment. This is where your life is taking place. When? Right here, right now. This is it. It isn't when this call is over. It isn't when you and Madhu make up and are happy again together. This is it. This moment is where your life is taking place. And you tend to back out of the current moment. So you get there and then it gets uncomfortable being out of control like this. And then you take yourself away. So you attend the seminar and then you wait until things get a little shaky before you sign up for the next seminar, rather than sign up for the next seminar and jump into your life where you are as you're going. You're constantly second guessing. Is this the thing for me? Of course it's the thing for you. How you know is you're in it.
Yeah.
You know what you said, Shya, earlier, you were talking about how you were approaching your casting, and it's emblematic of how people relate. I look at Wendy and the in and outness, like you also verbalized it in regards to work itself right now. So if we don't look at Wendy as a problem solution, and you just get interested in how you approach your life as an anthropologist without judging what you see, you'll see that you have a pressure right now to figure out, and this is one of the things that happens with people who are smart like you, to figure out what to do next. You said, I'm looking for jobs, but I don't know, I may be freelancing, but you're trying to figure it out rather than going full tilt for both.
Yeah.
Looking for the job. And
well, all the time you spend thinking about it is wasted time, in that you don't do anything to produce a result except that you thought about it, as though thinking about it is the production of the result, and it's not.
And you can't get the optimal or the full tilt answer if you're doing half-half. You'll get an answer and then you'll follow that answer, but there's something different about full investment in where you are. And then, this is a weird woo-woo statement, I'm so sorry, but the universe provides. You get answers because you feed it energy.
No, that's not woo-woo. I see that. I have a story though that I tell myself, and maybe I have a story that I wait on things to make them an emergency, so then it gives me that fire on my butt.
I love you so much. I really do, because this is called artificial unintelligence, and that is not necessarily the most intelligent way to go about it, but it is pre-programmed. It's something that we've all done. Oh, I'm not going to study. I'm not going to read that chapter to the last minute.
Here's the thing. You've done that and survived. So
That's
the
true.
mechanism holds it as a viable strategy.
I
if
fought with my
if-
husband, and then I get the rush, and then and that's a viable step, you know.
So all this old mechanical ways of going about life become survival mechanisms that go
Yeah.
forward in time. So you survive with it. So it's put away in the computer as a, well, this is a good one. If I need attention, I could get sick. If I need attention, I could gain some weight.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
They're all viable survival mechanisms. But do you want to just survive or do you want to live?
I want to live.
Well, then you got to give up the 1 foot in, 1 foot out of your life. You know, you got to walk through the doorway. Door opens, you walk through. I was at Walmart yesterday. Right? As I approached the door, it opened automatically, and I walked through.
Yeah.
Got the bird seed that I went in there for. And then on the way out, guess what? The door opened again.
It opens to wherever you're going, right?
The moment keeps opening and opening and opening if you're here for it. If you're lost in your thoughts, you forgot you walked through the door.
Yeah.
And you forgot all those doors that opened up for you and how talented you are. You forget that in an instant when you get lost in, this isn't it, and someday maybe I'll find an answer. See, it's right here, right now, all the time. This is it.
You know, we're not suggesting you need to get busier.
No, you're already too busy thinking.
We're talking about being engaged, because I really see it for me in this time frame where I've been healing after radiation. I somehow had the mistaken idea
that when the radiation was
over, I was
better.
done, rather than, of course, you know, having breast surgery and whatnot was pretty uncomfortable in that healing process. But I didn't catch the realization that when the radiation happens and kills the cancer cells, it also damages all of the healthy cells. So then your body goes into a period of time where it's devoting a lot of energy to healing that which I purposefully damaged. And so there's
purposely by
using
having
radiation every day, 5 days a week for, you know, a number of weeks. And then, so there's fatigue, there's, and
discomfort.
And I keep being surprised. My mind thinks I should be over this already, or that I'm faking, but those are not first time thoughts.
See, your mind keeps repeating. You keep on repeating the same thoughts over and over again, and 80% of those thoughts are negative, about you especially.
Yeah.
Now, see, Cindy, I look at you, and I see a beautiful woman. You look at you, and you see everything that you think is wrong.
Flaw, flaw, flaw.
Flaw, flaw, flaw. I look at you, I see a beautiful woman. You look at you and you think, I need to do this, I need to do that.
How's my hair look today?
Yeah. I'm getting wrinkles. I've gained a pound. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So right now, you know, it's like you don't give yourself a break. The mind is a constant complainer, especially about you. I mean, when I say you, I'm not talking to Wendy. I'm talking to everybody who's listening.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you see, the problem is we think we are that voice we listen to. And it says, I don't like this. I don't want this. Well, that's not you. That's the conversation you're listening to.
Is it funny how sometimes, you know, speaking for you, speaking for me, oh man, I'm so busy. I wish I had more time. I have a lot more time right now because I'm not scheduling the things I normally would as many of them because I'm resting more. You're like, oh, I'm so busy, I'm overtired. Now you're quote between jobs. You can, but you're like, oh, I'm not busy enough.
And you can't take a nap.
Oh no, that would be
that
bad.
That would be a sin.
I had the best thing happen the other day. I made lunch. We heated some soup, and the soup cups were on the bench in front. We actually watched Judge Judy while we were eating our soup, and then Shai's like, oh, we have an appointment. I'm going to take a quick nap. Can you take these into the kitchen? I said, yeah, no problem. And then I promptly fell asleep. And then the next thing you know, the cat crawls up on me and she's purring. And then we're sleeping together. And Shia comes in after he wakes up from his nap. And he said, oh, this is so perfect. And it was so awesome. I had the most glorious nap. And then we did the dishes later in the day. It was so sweet. It was so sweet. Not what I intended. I didn't think, but it was so yummy. Your life can be yummy provided you allow yourself to disconnect from that ongoing running judgment system that makes you wrong for who you are
and for who you married, by the way. You see, because if you're a mess, then you wouldn't have married this great man that you happen to have married.
Yeah. Yeah. I
See,
yeah.
It's an all or nothing thing, this mind thing. If you're in your thoughts, then it's all consuming and you cannot win. It wins. You're just wrong. You're never good enough for that voice.
And guess what? If that's the voice you're listening to, then you're perfectly wrong. Good for you.
See, you can't be different than you are in the current moment. You might as well enjoy being you. No one else will.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome.
You know, one other thing, there's nothing wrong with going back to your husband and saying, honey, I'm sorry. I wasn't listening to you. I was just preoccupied. I'm here for you. Won't hurt. Just saying.
Yeah.
Thanks for being with us today.
And he doesn't have to say I'm sorry.
No.
You can't ask for, you
Can't
can't say you're sorry.
It's not,
in hopes
honey.
that he will be feeling sorry.
Yeah,
too.
It's not like I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Well
Yeah, I've
done.
tried that. It
I'm
doesn't
sorry
work.
too.
Tried that. It doesn't work. Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah.
You're welcome,
thank you.
sweetheart.
All right. If you're enjoying this podcast, you can share it with your friends. You certainly can subscribe if you haven't. And you can also find all our courses and the newsletter link at transformationmadeeasy.com. Ready for next week's episode?
Yes, I am.
You can never do enough for your mind.
That's right.
We'll be back next week.
So come on back.
And don't miss
Big.
big.